guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Maybe, and this is just an update based off of the previous one. So in the previous one, I did talk about how I'm traveling in Greece. So rather, I'm traveling to Greece. So here we are with a new background, and guess where I am? Greece. So it's been 3 days. It's been 3 days so far. We've really been activity. So I hadn't really had time to film or like just gather thoughts to myself. But I don't know, I think this evening was like the height of everything, so I just decided to run back and update. So the flight was relatively calm, relatively chill. A lot of other classmates were on the same flight as well as other classmates that we saw at the hotel in Athens. I say hotel, the airport in Athens. We all came to our apartments, and then we're kind of like in the center, so it's kind of like English speaking as well, so it's really giving tourist. So that evening, I was completely unconscious. So that Thursday, was it Thursday or was it Friday? The way I've already forgotten the concept of time. Anyway, I know one of these days I was completely unconscious. Then Saturday, oh wait, Friday. Yes, Friday we went out, took a stroll, a lot went down. Then Saturday happened. Saturday was just this yesterday, right? No, yesterday was Sunday. Oh wow. So Sunday just happened, and then what did we do? Oh, went to the beach, and then we now had a dinner with our professor to really welcome us to the course. So tomorrow is basically when the actual learning starts. So luckily this weekend was an opportunity for us to grow accustomed to the country and just like sightsee and just learn how to be amongst ourselves, for the first few days. Then in the next days we're going to like learn more about the history of these islands and more stuff that it has to offer. We're given passes. You have your pass and all those things, right?
We know we're supposed to take our passport as well.
Yeah, it's important to do that. Yeah. So we have our passes, we have our tickets, we have our IDs packed. Well, some of us have it packed, sure. And then we're going to head out. The dinner was definitely amazing. A lot of it wasn't filmed, but I know I'll remember that dinner, and most of those things that we said will just be inside jokes for the rest of the day. Um, but I think like this evening, there's not really what I even wanted to talk about is just like knowing limits and everything. So going to a new country, obviously culture shock, understanding how laid back Europe is, and Europe is vibes, honestly. But at the same time, the social aspect of it is completely different. Like in Toronto, everyone minds their business and it's a bit scary. Like the way that there's no form of community at all is like you just know this person in this your room, and then you know this person in your building, and that's it. In Greece, everyone knows everyone, this person and everything like that. And the amount of people we meet, the amount of people that remember us important, as well as how helpful they are. A lot of Europeans are very helpful. That being said, when I mean understanding your limits, I'm just talking about in terms of how like how culture shifts can happen and how that can influence you. I personally am someone who loves to be at home. My home is my safe space, and my home needs to be an area where I feel comfortable. Like if I am living in a place where I'm feeling like secluded, where I'm feeling like where it's not, it doesn't feel homey, it doesn't feel welcome, then I personally would hate my time there, because it's not as if I go out. A lot of people like go out, to avoid family drama, to stay away from whatever is bothering them at home. But the fact that home is my own safe place, I just have to make it work. Luckily, I'm with amazing roommates that make every day like really special and very fun. Very special, very fun, and the way like our energy is balanced. We have a lot of like, it's a very positive support group. Like I feel like at the end of the day there's no animosity between us. At the end of the day, like we all support each other in our own ways, and I really love that for this room, especially for myself. um yes, back to the homebody thing. I felt like being like traveling on Thursday, doing this on Friday, doing this on Saturday, doing this on Sunday. I'm like, there is no way, like 4 days straight, there's no way that I like fully processed it until this evening where I almost snapped. Based off of opinions and things like that, lots of people love being outside, and I had to make it my own priority to make sure my emotions, or like the negative side, even though it's not negative, it is a real thing of like understanding how overwhelmed you could be in that situation. I didn't want that feeling of being overwhelmed to kind of make the evening sad for other people, or just make it unpleasant for other people, because I'm this kind of person, like what I feel is what I feel, and obviously my opinions about things can change, but I really hold my opinions as mine, and I can accept when opinions change. If I'm not comfortable in a situation, I'm going to leave it. If I don't want to be there, I'm not going to be there. And there's no amount of acting, there's no amount of to really um to really hide body language. So when I was now waiting for my roommates outside, I was like, "Oh my gosh, I can't like carry this energy inside this place, you know?" So as I stepped out, I let that stay outside, and now took a new persona, if you will, and stayed on that dinner table talking to new people that I hadn't spoken to. No name dropping or anything just yet, but I spoke to new people I hadn't spoken to, laughed. We have so many new inside jokes. Now, it was a very fun night, and I admit it. It is fun because I made it fun. You know, I was the one that told myself, like, okay, I'm going to be able to make it what I need to make it. I can't just sit around and say, okay, yeah, I feel trash, so the day is going to be trash. No. So now I came home. The feeling that I left outside now, came back to me outside. But again, because I was around people and everything, I had to like mask that. And then we're having a swell time. I even got ice cream for free. So it was like a whole thing. I was smiling at the people. They were like, "Yeah, do you want ice cream?" I was like, "Oh wait, are we doing free promo? Yeah, let's do free promo." So I got my ice cream from Lukomodas. I hope I pronounced that correctly. If I didn't, please forgive me. Um, so I got a free ice cream from them and everything. They were so sweet about it, and yeah, we spoke, and I really enjoyed the fact that I'm around people my age, because traveling with your family is different. It is different than traveling with, friends or people around your age. And I'm glad, like, now it's no longer classmates, I can now call them, but like now, like literally day four, I can now start saying that these people are my friends. If we'll hang out outside the study abroad program, we'll see, but like as we are now, like you're communicating or engaging with people you meet every day. So there are lots of things you now like start building up on, or like habits you start inhibiting from them. Like apparently my laugh is now contagious and some people are copying it, but that kind of vibe. So ultimately, do you need to drink water or something? So it's just dry. Dry. So that's basically how it is. Um in general, I do want to put myself out there, and a lot, and like literally they've encouraged me to do that. Like just in terms of understanding my strengths and how my voice is very powerful in terms, even if it's like very unserious, like okay, making jokes of the evening, or even if it's like something like encouraging, of like making sure like how I talked about the emotion thing, of like allowing yourself to feel what you feel, but not allowing that dictate how your life should be. You see, those kind of things really in like influence how people live their lives. And I don't want to come and start doing preacher, even though it's good, oh, spread the gospel and whatnot. But I didn't want it to come off as like standoffish, as like, oh, I have my whole life figured out, because it takes an amount of education and professionalism. It's not even professionalism. It's like what's the word when you like mastery in a certain subject for you to be able to be a teacher. Even though there are so many unqualified teachers these days, but no shade. But regardless, I didn't want it to come off as like I'm this kind of emotional regulation teacher. I'm just saying like based off of my own experience. That being said, tomorrow is going to be a huge day, or rather today, in a few hours, if it's going to be a huge day, and I do want to take the time for myself, even though I haven't had that time. Even though I hadn't had that time, but I want to make it my own. Um, yeah. So that's basically it. It's not like I'm going to add videos and such. I should, but I think like when it comes to ranting like this, I really hope that you guys sit down and listen and pick the best parts of the video you'd like. So yeah, that's it for me this evening. I do feel a lot better. Just talking about how you feel exponentially increases things. And I did want to talk about like social media as an outlet, but that could be a separate video on its own when I am fully educated on the matter. Because again, it's just personal opinion. Why are people running to social media, and then list the reasons, all. But I really want like a more intelligent and eloquent deep dive, and making sure the message is relayed accurately and effectively. So I'm not going to just do things based off of emotion and just out of vibes, but also based off of the facts. So in those kind of in those kind of videos, that's what I'm going to do. Like I haven't had the time to actually do like my free research and things like that. I've been outside, but I think starting from tomorrow we're going to start learning again. But yeah, that's it for me this evening. If you made it this far, thank you so much for listening. Yeah, see you soon. Bye.